Hey St. Lucia, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Of course, you're watching This Morning here on DBS Your Leader with me, your host, Chayla Mendez. And today, of course, in our pursuit of talent and, of course, creativity and just tapping into your passions, I'm really pleased because I have with me today Ho Chi Minh, and he's
Yes.
actually from the Dominican Republic, but he's the CEO for Harmony Entertainment, which is actually a regional entertainment and production company. So, first of all, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for the welcome. Yeah,
Great.
and for the invitation for the cultural development. They really do a great job that we come here. And some of the dancers that make us come too, when we hear their talent was here.
Oh, actually, too. So we need to give a big shout out because, of course, we have St. Lucians again doing great things. Part of the company. So we have Bashana Days and, of course, her sister. They're all doing amazing work in Jamaica, and they actually referred them to come here to St. Lucia, of course, to discover even more talent. So, but before we get into it, can you tell St. Lucia exactly what Harmony Entertainment is all about?
Of course. Harmony Entertainment is a production company. We start in Jamaica in 2008. It's a family company. Mr. Gar Ramsey and myself, our lovely wife, that take care of the company. We work in the whole Caribbean region. I start in Jamaica as corporate manager for the chain, hotel chain, was region almost the whole Caribbean. And then from there we take the enthusiasm to start a company because we see the needed for the hotels. Right now, Harmony working with around 600 artists
Wow.
over there in Jamaica, and they come from all over the Caribbean. People need to have experience from the Caribbean. What we do, our productions, they're unique for each property. When they request something, we just produce at the level. They're right now today in Las Vegas, Broadway. I mean, things are very good. The acrobats acts, we have a synchronized ballet coming from Cuba. Is really putting in a highway all what expectation for the tourists right now.
Great. Now, you know, a lot of people always say it, and we're here in St. Lucia, I'm a Caribbean person, you are as well, that in our region there's just so much talent. And now you realize that so many persons are seeking the Caribbean. You even see it in the influences of music.
Of
you know, with
course.
Drake, that
Of
just
course, yes.
the mixing of culture here. So
Yeah. Right now, people they start to realize entertainment is common for all over the world, but the Caribbean is one of the regions with more tourists comply for their vacation. And what they have to have is a unique experience in every single way. Before, the hotel industry was concentrated totally in food, beverage, accommodation. Today, entertainment is having a real important part. Now, the people, they are not like 50 years ago, they don't have the way to see a video, for example, for a musical for Las Vegas. Today, they can see everything in YouTube or something like that. That means that when they come here, they expect to have something and a good quality and to have something really nice. And I think it's about the culture of the places. You have to maintain the culture and at the same time to keep the level of those people that are gonna come and say, okay, I was in San Lucia and I have a great time and a unique memory for what I saw in entertainment in X hotel, because tourism right now I know is gonna be taking over almost everything because more people are doing around the world.
great. And you know, travel is a big thing now,
Mhm.
but being authentic as well with your culture is what sets it apart, because people spend money to travel, but what makes them come back is, again, as you said, the memories. It's about the experience, and it's one thing when I always try to push that as well with anybody who's creative, is about keeping the authenticity, because that's what
Yes.
makes us different, you know. But with it, especially for the talent here in the region and especially St. Lucia, you find with creatives, sometimes there's not the avenue, especially with maybe the smaller islands as well, to get your talent out there or even to develop, because you might have it and you need to take it to the next step, but you don't know where to go. So what are your thoughts on the creative industries and how it can develop?
The first is that people have to understand that we need to encourage young talent. I saw that every small island have a lot of talent to give. Maybe the culture is not to put your son or your daughter in a ballet school or in a jazz movement school or contemporary, but as well they don't think that as a proper job because maybe of the region is not so developed. But
Right.
when you have a special place like San Lucia, where you have, I see here that they make some films like the Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm sure that here with the local talent you can make a show with the level of Broadway based in that. And then when you put together the local talent, maybe yes, you go have to have some people from abroad to come and help you with, but it's all about what the people can have from here. Then when they see here, they don't gonna think, oh, the person come from China. No, they saw in St. Lucia, that's me. In the future, they will need people to be, you don't need to bring somebody, no, let's teach our kids something about what is the culture, how we can produce more for ourselves here.
True. And you know, one quick thing as well, because of course we're St. Lucians, you're here in St. Lucia, you're originally from the Dominican Republic but working out of Jamaica. It's amazing how we can shift around the region, but I think support is very important, and even for us, you know, instead of looking at individual islands but coming together as a region,
Of course.
I think that can make a really big difference in pushing our talent and our products, you know, forward. So with it though, where can St. Lucians follow and even get in contact with Harmony Entertainment? So if they want to keep seeing the work and the great productions that you're doing, or even be part of it, how can they reach out?
First, I think this is going to be the last time we come here. We want to try to keep very much in touch with the cultural development. It's going to be our main source. I mean, we're going to be in contact 100%, but also we're going to put in front all the details that people need to know, that how they can contact us. We're going to be keeping moving back and forth, like if somebody want to see that we audition to them, as long they can send a video through them, and then we can take a look. I think that every single natural person is a natural dancer. Then most people, when you see they have it in the blood, I mean, Caribbean people, we're special. And as you say, when we come together, it's like a very strong talent. It's the main source for almost people don't know that go all around the world, come from Caribbean. If you can go to China, we was in China 2 months ago, and I saw there people teaching salsa. Then when I see all the Chinese people doing salsa, I say, wow. Then on the other side, we was in Guangzhou, and that was a carnival with some soca. Then I say, you see, this is the way people don't know how far we spread. Caribbean people, we warm, full of talent, of course, and we have the intention that the people see we just know in the middle of nowhere. We are in the middle of something. We're in the middle of the world.
True, I like that. All right, St. Lucia, so that was all about Harmony Entertainment. Thanks so much again to Ho Chi Minh taking the time out for being here with us. It's a talent search. It's an amazing company. They're based in Montego Bay, Jamaica, and they're doing great things and just pulling talent throughout the region. And that's what we need, that support and coming together. So look out for them, look them up, and of course you can get your chance to express your talent and show what you got. We'll be right back. St. Lucia, good morning. Thank you so much for waking up with me. As you can see, we are feeling very festive today, and it's about Creole Heritage Month, and again, sensitizing St. Lucia, young and old, about our Creole heritage. And I'm pleased again to be with Miss Francisca Xavier James. And you know, we're gonna just chat about certain elements of our Creole heritage and of course our St. Lucian culture. As you can see, my gilet, of course, which was made by her, which reminds me so much of when we used to do masquerade dancing when I was in secondary school. So you know, everything is just so cultural here, and I think we can start it off with talking about the Wop Duet and the Jeep, because this was our way of dressing back then, especially when you had a special occasion. So
the Wop Duet is a style of ladies' dress which began in the French West Indies towards the end of the 18th century. The dress is considered a significant aspect of the country's colonial heritage, such is the design on which the national costume is designed. Now the dress consists of a long petticoat. It is made of satin or cotton, decorated with lace or ribbon. They have the duet. It's a full-length outer dress. I wish I could point to you. And it has the trail and narrow sleeves that extend to the wrist. It has the foulard. It's like a scarf worn around the neck and the shoulder with a triangular apex falling at the center, you know, by your elbow. It is held with a brooch at the front. It has a tête cassée. It is a folded piece. It's a folded headpiece which is decorated to suit the wearer. And you wear large earrings and plenty of jewelries. Now, long ago, people used to wear it more often, but now it's dying out now. So now from this, the Africans, they made the jeep.
Okay.
Yes, they made the jeep. It's originated from the Wop Duyet. The jeep is originated from the Wop Duyet. You understand?
Right.
Okay. Now the jeep is a Creole dress worn by African slaves on feast days or holidays. And that is what we commonly use now. That's what we use. We Lucian use as our national costume. The jeep is derived from the Wop Duyet, made out of madwas. The madwas is from India. And because it is made out of madwas cloth, we call it madwas. There are 5 pieces to that outfit. You have a white cotton blouse. We call it the chemise décolleté. We have the ankle-length skirt. It's white. It is trimmed with lace and ribbons. This is called the jeep. We have a short outer skirt made of madwas on top of it. Sometimes people do it with flowers also. And the scarf is a triangular pinned on the left shoulder with an apex over the elbow. The ends are tucked in the skirt. The scarf is triangular. Put it this way. Now, the headpiece. They have different headpieces. There are some with 1 pick. It signifies that you are single. The one with 2 picks says that you are married. The one with 3 picks says that you are divorced or you are widowed. And we even have the 4 picks. It says that you're available for any boy that comes.
Listen, now, you know, I'd always see women wearing the headpieces, and I had no idea, you know, the meaning behind it until maybe recently somebody did say, but I didn't know really what it is. So now you guys know it, so make sure you're certain of what you're wearing when you wear it, okay, for your headpiece.
Yeah. And that jeep is worn on National Day, Independence Day. You go to Cordial, you dance with it. Any national festival, you can wear your jeep.
Thank you. Well, listen, St. Lucia, this is very interesting. And again, elements of our culture that needs to stay alive. Even if you may not personally want to wear it, it's good to know still what it represented. And I personally don't mind dressing up, especially I always loved to see the Wop Duyet. I thought ladies looked so beautiful when I would see it. My mom used to have one and dress up in it, and that always intrigued me. And then I started ballet, and then they were keeping the top part of the jeep was something that we use. Yeah. So, and again, of course, that fun fact with the headpieces too. So this is all part of our culture. This is why we should embrace it. And there's no reason that we cannot express our individuality. Take the madwas as well and represent. You know, it's our culture. So October is a month to celebrate the festivities, our Creole heritage, our St. Lucian culture. So we are waking you up in the know. So, of course, we're here with Francisca. And, of course, you can hit her up because any of the amazing items you see in the background, she also makes. So you can give her a call and just let us know your number again.
487-8423.
All right. So that's the number you call if you want to get hooked up for this unique Creole. All right. We'll be back. Hey St. Lucia, good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm so pleased to bring you another tech segment today. And of course, we have Gideon Augustine, who is the Managing Director for Island Tech. Gideon, how are you?
Good morning, Sheila. I'm fine, thank you.
Great.
Good morning, St. Lucia.
Now, I know you come bearing news, or rather, should I say an update, right?
Yeah, well, a little bit of both. Samsung is now back in the news from last week. We have at least 3 reported cases of the replacement phones exploding. Just to backtrack a little bit, a few segments ago we spoke about Samsung issues of the new Samsung Note 7, Galaxy Note 7, that has been exploding. We had at least last count for the show, we had 34 cases of phones exploding, and Samsung issued a recall. In the US, at least I'm not sure if you had any recalls in St. Lucia, but in the US at least they were dealing with the Samsung retailers, resellers, and also the Samsung Global to recall phones, and there was a recall program. They would try to replace only the damaged phones, but then there was a global recall of all phones. That's about 2 million phones.
Wow.
That was on the stream. We now have, I think most customers now have the replacement phones. And as of last week, a 13-year-old girl and a customer on a Southwest Airlines flight, and now a guy in Kentucky have reported their phones have exploded, the replacement phones. Samsung is not really commenting on that as yet because they need the devices. They claim to do some inspections to see exactly the cause of those problems. But it looks like things are not looking good for Samsung. Although they have reported actually for the last year, for this quarter, increased profits compared to last year. So imagine that they're having problems, but they're still making money.
Wow.
But we need to be careful. All those customers, again, who have not yet replaced their phones, I urge you to do so. And those customers who have replacement phones, just be careful with them. They tend to overheat quickly from certain reports. So watch them carefully. And if you see or notice any problems, please return them to sender. Wherever you purchase them from, the States, Amazon, or whatever, or from local suppliers, please return to sender and try and get a refund.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, with that, you know what's interesting too, because I remember too that they also, wasn't there like an app or patch that they were doing to help?
There was was supposed to have issued an update. Was supposed to issue an update in end of last month, but it only update for the phones. The only update was issued, I think, only in South Korea. I'm not sure it was deployed in other countries. I think there were 10 countries affected by the recall. But I think the update for the firmware was only issued in South Korea so far. But I think because there was a backlash for the first phones that were exploding, they just called a total recall, and I think the update process was actually botched.
All right,
Yeah.
great. Now, you know what, for us too here in St. Lucia, it's really important, we know as much as, we live here, some people still think, you're in a small island, so I think, people outside of St. Lucia too sometimes still think, we're swinging from vines and stuff, but we're very much up to the time when it comes to technology,
Exactly.
and that's why we have to stay in the know with what exactly is happening. Like, you still had recently the debate with iPhones and Samsungs, and, it's so amusing watching it on Facebook. So for all our Samsung users and for those here as well who may just own the Samsung Galaxy Note 7, take note, if you did happen to get it replaced, apparently there's still a possibility the replacement phones are also defective.
Correct.
So we're keeping you in the know. We know we're up to speed when it comes to technology because we're not backwards here in St. Lucia. So just keep a look, keep checking in, and of course this was your Tech Tick today, of course with Gideon from Island Tech. Hey St. Lucia, thank you again so much for staying tuned. I hope today we delivered as we usually do, and of course we keep getting great feedback from all our loyal viewers. Now first of all, people keep asking, for repeats of other episodes. Guess what? We have a YouTube channel, so go ahead and search DBS Morning Show on YouTube and subscribe, so it'll keep you updated. You get alerts every time we upload episodes, and you get to enjoy your favorite episodes at your convenience. So make sure you tune in. And of course, special shout out to Mrs. Alexander, also to Trevor and Miss Marlene. All of you guys I know are loyal viewers, and of course you stopped me recently, so we have to give you a shout out, and keep enjoying the show as we keep delivering for you right here on DBS.
So this little guy here, his name is Joey. He's about 6 months old, and don't let this calm demeanor fool you. He's very energetic and very much just like the Friends character. He's jumping all about the place and loves hugs and loves people. And you see he has eyelashes too, so he's like really very about the beauty. So I think he would make a great friend, a best friend to someone, maybe you.
Perfect. So please call the number on your screen. This is for the St. Lucia Animal Protection Society, and you can make Joey really happy. We want a good home for him.